Welcome to Do It Right number 5. Cantors, get off the mic. Actually, there are times that you do sing into the microphone. We'll get to that later. But first, let's be clear, cantors and song leaders and psalmists, on when you do not sing into the microphone and why you generally do not sing into the microphone. In liturgical music, the highest priority is the singing congregation as a body. Your first role as song leader is to give the song over to the whole community. Let it be theirs and not yours, as that ideal sound of corporate singing. The people don't merely join in with the song leader, they do their own liturgy on their own. As I say, I'll talk about the exceptions later. So let's picture some scenarios where you actually would not sing into the microphone. Suppose it's a strong organ or piano-based hymn like Now Thank We All Our God. Who is the song leader here? The organ is. The organist sets the tempo, plays the introduction, brings the people in, and breathes with them. And see the first video in this Do It Right series. Number 1 was the organist as conductor. What is your role here? Just to join in with the rest of the congregation and to sing along with them. You're following the organ like everyone else, so you could sit in the front pew and sing from your hymnal. By the way, sometimes when people will say the organ is too loud, it could be because they're thinking that the congregational music is a cantor solo that they join in with, and the organist is accompanying the cantor. But it's not that way. The organ is leading the whole congregation as a corporate body. Or suppose the congregation is singing well-known unaccompanied English chant like, Our Father who art in heaven. There again, let the people carry it. Just join in with them, not singing into the microphone. So when then do you sing into the microphone? I think there are two main categories. First, when the nature of the liturgical chant calls for it. And second, when the congregation needs temporary transitional help until it can claim its own song. So first, there are liturgical chants that call for you to sing into the microphone because you are proclaiming the Word of God to the congregation. When you're the psalmist singing the responsorial psalm, for example, or the gospel acclamation verse. In these cases, you proclaim the Word of God from the ambo, and of course you sing into the microphone. Other examples of this are if you're singing invocations to the Kyrie, or you're singing the prayers of the faithful, or you're singing a communion song or psalm that has a congregational refrain. In all these cases, you would sing your psalmist or cantor part into the microphone. The second category of when you would sing into the microphone is when, in a transitional or remedial way, you're helping the congregation because it's not yet ready to claim its song. In these cases, this isn't the norm, but it's remedial. And as soon as the people have claimed their song, you back away from the microphone and let them carry it. So if your congregation doesn't know Now Thank We All Our God, you might sing into the microphone, but only as much as needed. If they have begun to claim it by the second stanza or by the third stanza or the second time you use that song or hymn, then you would back off more and more and even just walk away from the microphone and move to your spot as part of the congregation. Or if people don't know their chant well of the Lord's Prayer or the responses and dialogues, you would help them only as much as needed. Or if they're singing a piece of Latin chant, Agnus Dei, and it's just dying, you could help to model a good flowing tempo to give it energy and spirit. In these cases, your amplified singing helps the congregation to sing without taking over for the congregation. There are other cases. Maybe it's a tricky hymn or song and they need to hear one voice kind of solo it out so they can get the rhythms or the melody. Or maybe the keyboard leadership isn't strong enough to maintain the tempo. Or maybe the singing is led by a guitar and there's no melody being played on oboe or piano. So in those cases, you would help the congregation only as much as they need. So to summarize, the norm is that you not sing into the microphone unless, number one, you're doing a chant in which you're proclaiming the Word of God or other verses, or number two, you're helping the congregation temporarily. An excellent resource for all of this is by Sister Kathleen Harmon, The Ministry of Cantors. In fact, for this video, I pulled right from what Sister Kathleen says about when the assembly needs a song leader and when you ought not to act as a song leader. This is an excellent resource, and I would suggest that you pick up this little booklet and give it to every one of your cantors. It will help them to do their ministry better and better. So thank you. Thank you for your ministry, and I hope this video helps you to do it right.